Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to today's special interview. I am Ibrahim Ahsan and I am honored to have Miss Sana, the principal of Beaconhouse School with us today. Miss Sana has dedicated many years to education. She started her journey as a teacher and now leads one of the respected schools and its principal. Today, we will learn about her inspiring journey, leadership, and advice for student, parents, and future teachers. Thank you, Miss Sana, for joining us today. We truly appreciate your time. Let's begin our interview. Okay, please introduce yourself and
You're
tell.
more than welcome, and in fact, I must.
Okay, please introduce.
I am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, I am. Yes, you are audible. Please introduce yourself and tell us about your
Okay.
journey from being a teacher to becoming the principal of Beacon House School.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. That is so kind of you. The way you have just introduced me, it's very humbling. I started off as a teacher in 2014 at Beaconhouse Girls Campus, Canal Faisalabad, and since then I have moved grades up. For example, I started off with grade 8, then grade 9, 10th, and 11th for O levels. And the shift from a teacher to an academic coordinator and then to a school head required a lot of rigorous leadership planning. And that entire leadership process and roadmap was not something that came very easily. A lot of times we are believed to be simply making decisions or managing people, but that is not the only case. We read, we learn, we also enroll ourselves into new diploma programs or courses. We find something new to learn every day, and that leadership requires professional development too. So, coming to this point where I am right now, after almost 11 years, I have definitely put in a lot of effort and I've worked a lot, I have read a lot, and that is integral to any leader's professional growth. Reading good material.
Okay, thank you. What inspired you to choose teaching as your career?
I must acknowledge my experience in my family. I come from a family of seven sisters. So that was my foundation of picking a profession and a field where I felt I could actually put my skills to use the best. I've always led them, guided them, and motivated them to do their best. I believe that that is something that our young generation needs. I wanted to be a teacher who's with the students in every step of the way, not just the literary pursuits, but also where they are enjoying experiencing organizational values, managing money, having fun. So, those elements that I have learned in my own domestic household are the crucial steps that guided me to pick this area as a profession.
Okay, thank you. What is the biggest
You're
difference
more than welcome.
between being a teacher and being a principal? Biggest challenge and biggest difference.
Um, the biggest difference does seem to be very visually present because as a teacher, you are within the community. You're with the students, you're going to the classroom, you're talking to the students, you are looking at their faces while they're responding you. But now, at this moment when I'm sitting in my office, I feel a bit distant, which is something that kind of leaves my heart a little empty as well. Because I want to be with the students, I want to see their faces when they receive a news related to a day off or they get informed that there is going to be a fun day tomorrow. I want to see their expressions, see their successful expressions that they give to the teachers. But now, as a school head, I feel that all of that activity is happening a little far away, and I'm not always a part of it. It is slightly lonelier being a school head because you have this area at the top where you are a little away from the actual activity. But I must say it is very rewarding because you see that the uh, what you say the seeds you have planted are now growing, and at the top you're looking at all those seeds becoming bigger, plants bearing fruits. So, yes, that's very rewarding. And the challenge, I must say, that you know that now as a school head, if I take a decision, it is going to impact lives of young people who are not even ready to take the world on. So if I'm going to make a tiny little mistake, it is going to impact the entire life of this one single child. If he or she gets hurt, if he or she gets misunderstood. So the impact, the responsibility of that impact is huge. That is something I feel as a challenge.
Okay, thank you. What qualities do you think every good student should have?
I would like to highlight what we have been taught as when we were young, when we were in school. We were always taught that humility, kindness, respect, this all comes before any academic achievement. So, for every student who's planning to reach out the highest of levels, it's not the reading, the learning of the chapters that is the entirety of your success, but the character you have built in the investment of emotions and learning you have added to your personality, the humility, the kindness, the care, the compassion for your community, that is integral. Because if you feel that you can make a difference as a good human being, that is going to reflect in your academic pursuits as well. It is going to help you in learning better and becoming a good student as well.
Okay, great. How do you motivate both teachers and students to do their best?
Um, yes, interesting. I must highlight how Beacon House as an institution has so many touch points where it motivates, rewards not only the administration but the teachers and students as well. So it's not just my responsibility because I am entitled to share it with the students and teachers. So, as a representative of the higher administration, I ensure that those rewards are distributed properly. Other than that, there's one very important thing that I've recently learned from what I've covered in my recent diploma program, that it is very important for a school leader to be visible when I am within that community, when I'm part of the students group, when I'm part of the teachers group, my presence and my appreciation is the biggest motivation for them. So I ensure that I am seen, I am there when they're doing something, and I acknowledge and appreciate every tiny little effort that leads to a better academic process.
Wow, great point of view of yours. How has technology and artificial intelligence changed education in recent years?
It's very interesting actually to talk about AI in education. Um, in a lot of ways, it has made education easier for both students and teachers because it has facilitated educationists to a great extent. For all the activities that teachers and administration was spending time on doing by hand or entering records, we can get it done by AI, and it is very quick, very prompt, and practically accurate as well. From the student's point of view, it requires a little supervision. Yes, it can help a lot. Students can definitely access it, but the supervision has to be there because again, I cannot stress enough on this. Students are minors, school students in particular. They are not aware of what can go wrong, especially about their digital presence on the internet. A single activity will leave their mark for ages, in fact, forever. It is never going to go away. So, if they are going to pick up some information which is not appropriate, or they have just simply picked up information and not acknowledge somebody else's work, this is going to set a habit in them which might lead to negative impacts. So, AI, where it has incredible advantages, though drastic damages can be observed on the world at large, but its monitored use can actually reap better fruits.
Okay, great. What challenges do schools face today and how do you overcome them?
Hmm. Uh, there is a huge list. It will take a very long duration if I continue talking about that, but yes, I'll talk about a few. Um, Ages ago, I believe when a parent or a family used to bring a child to school for admissions, they were relying on the school or institution to take good measures and develop the child. But today's parents, whereas they are better learned, they have better knowledge, they know what is right and wrong for the child. But even that knowledge sometimes puts a barrier in the child's way, actually, because they want to monitor the child and they're trying to be a typical helicopter parent where it is difficult to isolate a child from the parent, which begins the problem that a child is always shadowed by the parents. So, this challenge is enormously present in today's schools, where though we try to provide that one child an independent platform at school where they can experience or explore their own capabilities and skills. But yes, once the child goes home, the problem comes back because the parent is hovering over the child, although this person is not even capable of taking his or her own decision. So, in that regard, this has become a problem not only for the child but also for the school that because the parents think certain things are supposed to be done in one particular manner, that is to be expected. And schools are unable to do it the best way for the child and the parent.
Okay, great. Can you share a memorable experience from your years in education?
There had been so many. I cannot even begin to explain. I have I have recently moved from a school with almost 1,000 young girls, teenagers, early teens. All of those girls have left a memory. When you asked a question, the instant memory I had was of a student. She was the head girl of our batch, probably in 2022. In 2021, when she was in grade 10, she was facing some psychological issues, and she, in fact, went uh, to an extreme where she used to harm herself. That was very disturbing. We got to know about that. We started to keep her along with us. She used to be regular to our offices. Eventually, we became her friends, and we pulled her out of that phase of depression and lack of motivation because she was an outstanding student. But those harmful thoughts was something that was putting a barrier to her reaching the highest potential. So, remembering about it all and how she came out of it and how she proved that she is an incredible student was something that I will always cherish because I could actually make a difference with a child who had a trauma, who had a psychological problem. And as an academic coordinator, as a teacher, as a counselor, I could help her and bring her back to the podium of incredible excellence.
Oh, nice. What advice would you give to students who want to become successful in life?
Hmm. I would recommend what our founder of Pakistan has said. Work, work, and only work. Of course, never tire of working because it is going to be what you need to do all the time. But yes, what I said earlier as well, it's not just learning and reading the chapters, it's developing your personal profile, your character as well. So while you're working on education, making notes, learning questions and answers, never overlook the importance of a strong character. Work and invest on your personal character development as well. Pick the right path. Choose what make you a better human being as well.
Okay, finally, what message would you like to share with students, parents, and teachers?
I think I've said enough for the students. I would really like to ask parents to trust the institution a little bit more. Uh, I know there are still a lot of parents who put their entire trust on schools that they're going to take the right decision. But yes, this is something that as a school head, would want my stakeholder community of parents. I would expect them to trust me as a decision maker in my school. And for teachers, I would really want to say that as teachers, we need to understand that a single word we utter in or outside the classroom is going to uh, stay with the child who has heard it. So be kind with your words because one kind gesture can make or break a child's future. So, for all of these three major stakeholders that you have mentioned, students, parents, and teachers, it's very important, along with education, that you choose kindness and compassion.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Ms. Sana, for taking the time to speak with us today. Your journey from
Then, yes, yes, please. Yeah.
Your journey from teacher to principal is truly inspiring, and your advice will encourage many students to work hard, believe in themselves, and value education. It was a pleasure having you with us. We also thank our audience for watching this interview. And see you in our next inspiring interview. Thank you and have a wonderful
You're more than welcome, and thank you for having me, Ibrahim. It was wonderful talking to you. All the best.